Hi everyone, thank you for supporting my channel. I hope today is fantastic for everyone. Would you kindly hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up before it starts? Despite her heartbreak until WWE SummerSlam 2024, the Eradicator returned to the top in the months that followed, before WrestleMania 41. However, management cancelled important plans involving her and another well-known figure. When Monday Night Raw debuted on Netflix, Rhea Ripley won the Women's World title for the second time. Mommy was set to make her second appearance as the champion at WrestleMania after defeating Liv Morgan in a decisive match, but management decided against it. It was disclosed that the 28-year-old star's original goal was to defend the Women's World Championship against Bianca Belair when Today to Do Unreal debuted on Netflix. Unfortunately for fans of Rhea Ripley, the one-on-one battle was abandoned, and she went into the tournament in Las Vegas as the challenger after losing to Aiki for the championship. Ripley and Belair both entered the event in Las Vegas as challengers against the Genius of the Sky, so even if the management decided to reject the dream match, the entire strategy remained the same. Aside from the EST, the match ended up being one of the highlights of both evenings. On the red brand, both stars appeared in the title image moving forward. The image below shows the whole original card for WWE Unreal's WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Perhaps the most prominent female contestant in the Stamford-based promotion is Rhea Ripley. Despite not winning the Women's World title, Mommy is one of the most well-liked celebrities in the business, and both her talent and fame have been recognized by industry veterans and legends on multiple occasions. Ripley recently praised the 28-year-old WWE Unreal star. When Ripley arrived, the game responded to how the audience responded. The 14-time world champion commended the Australian-born diva's efforts in the promotion in addition to saying she can be the biggest star in the industry for a long time. Mommy will compete against Io Sky and the winner Naomi for the Women's World title in the largest celebration of the summer in New Jersey, just weeks before WrestleMania 41. One of the company's biggest stars, Rhea Ripley, reportedly faced a flurry of last-minute creative alterations that left fans in disbelief. One of the most anticipated plot lines leading up to the big event was supposed to revolve around the Eradicator, who had been riding a wave of dominance on the way to the biggest stage of them all. Internal records, however, reportedly show that WWE secretly abandoned significant plans for Ripley, drastically changing the course of the Women's World Championship scene as well as the Judgment Day's WrestleMania legacy. The build-up to Ripley's WrestleMania defense has taken a dramatic turn, raising questions among both fans and industry insiders. Even though she still has the Women's World Championship, before creative elements inside the company, allegedly including Triple H himself, decided to take a different approach, it seems that WWE had laid out a completely other course for the current champion. According to reports, the initial plans for Rhea Ripley included a protracted personal feud with a returning Miss star, like Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch, an intensely personal and emotionally charged feud between Ripley and one of WWE's most recognizable women's wrestlers, which would have culminated in a show-stealing match at WrestleMania 41, was alluded to in early promotional materials and backstage leaks. Ripley's continuous development as a vicious in-ring competitor and a multifaceted individual who could lead the division was purportedly intended to be highlighted by the plot. Instead, WWE started to gradually remove the initial build, focusing more on Ripley's role in the group Judgment Day drama and less on her personal story. A large amount of screen time was spent on internal conflict between Damon Priest, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. As a result of the change, Ripley's initial intentions for WrestleMania were scaled back in favor of a more faction-focused dynamic, which would have detracted from her performance as an individual. The alteration followed a series of heated debates concerning the general design of the card and scheduling restrictions, according to people close to the creative team behind WWE. According to reports, Tell-You-By executives believed that the emotional arc they had planned for Ripley could be obscured or rushed rather than risk delivering a tale that felt completed, especially because so many high-profile matches, including those involving Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk, were already confirmed. The choice was made to postpone the program till later. In addition, timing and backroom politics are thought to have been involved. The original plan didn't work out as planned, though, because Lynch was also involved in a different plot involving Lyra Valkyria and might be considered a major player in the revamp of the women's tag team division. Another candidate that had been floated, Charlotte Flair, is still recuperating from an injury and is unlikely to make a comeback in time for a good build, because the creative team had to change course. Ripley's WrestleMania story took a very different turn. Ripley is still a major character in WWE programming in spite of the modifications. However, Her storyline leading up to WrestleMania 41 feels less proactive and more detailed than WWE had originally intended. Fans are aware of the change, and many have used to social media to vent their irritation over what they believe to be WWE's inability to build on Ripley's popularity, as supporters call for a return to the long-term narrative they feel Ripley deserves. Hashtags like #Justice4A and #RhiaSheen have become popular on Twitter. The unpredictability of Ripley's WrestleMania bout has also given rise to speculation that Drew would surprise everyone by revealing a surprise opponent or stipulation during the event. Some people think that in a last-minute turn of events, Liv Morgan, who has hinted at a darker side and is still resentful of previous betrayals, would be introduced as Ripley's opponent. Some others think that a call-up like Blair Davenport or a returning NXT star like Roxanne Perez may be used to change things up and give Ripley a respectable opponent while keeping the bigger names for SummerSlam. Whatever happens, the decision to abandon Rhea Ripley's ambitious plans for WrestleMania has generated a lot of discussion over WWE's present creative direction under Triple H. The last-minute alteration involving Ripley has garnered criticism from many who believe the Women's World Champion deserves more going into the company's largest show of the year. Despite the fact that the game has traditionally been hailed for elevating talent and focusing on long-term storytelling, it's interesting to note that although reports claim Ripley was dissatisfied by the choice, she remained professional and determined to capitalize on the new course. Peers and producers alike have commended her backstage leadership, and many people think that even with the latest change, WWE still views her as a pillar of the division. Indeed, some speculate that Ripley may be a key player in what is known as the post-WrestleMania reset, in which WWE intends to rearrange key plotlines and launch a fresh creative cycle for a number of its biggest players. Under those circumstances, Ripley might become the dominant force in a redesigned women's division that promotes new rivalries and surprising matchups rather than legacy feuds. Despite the creative upheaval, Ripley's popularity has not diminished, as evidenced by the fact that her goods sales are still among the highest for female superstars. According to reports, WWE officials internally admitted that abandoning her planned plot was not ideal but felt it was required to maintain the show's flow and safeguard future financial feuds. Later in the year, possibly at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, Triple H is reportedly very eager to review the long-term strategy for Ripley. This would allow her to finally receive the program that was originally created for her WrestleMania run. The WWE Universe is currently left to wonder what would have happened if Rhea Ripley's first WrestleMania 41 plot had not been ruined. The creative shift provides insight into the dynamic, ever-evolving nature of WWE narrative, where even the most well-established plans can be abruptly altered to make room for larger chessboard pieces. It also serves as a reminder that the unpredictable backstage environment of professional wrestling affects all superstars, regardless of how powerful they are. Although many people are disappointed by Rhea Ripley's decision to abandon her plans for WrestleMania, it doesn't mean that her efforts are over. Rather, it's just a detour on the path to what may still be a historic year. Long after the events of WrestleMania 41 are over, Ripley will probably remain one of WWE's most powerful forces due to her extraordinary talent, captivating personality, and capacity for success under duress. In many respects, this abrupt creative change may even help to rekindle interest in her journey among fans, paving the groundwork for a future redemption story that WWE can profit from. One thing is certain, whether that manifests as a dominant title defense at WrestleMania, a startling betrayal on Judgment Day, or a fierce rivalry rekindled with an old foe, the rules governing what it means to be the most dangerous woman in the WWE are still being rewritten by Rhea Ripley. We appreciate you seeing this video, and for additional updates, please subscribe to our official WWE YouTube channel.